Well, Ireland during the 1980s had come through a really horrific time. The early 80s was a time of recession and very severe immigration. In 87, 88, 89, there was a gradual return of confidence. We became involved with Intel in March of 89. It was right at the sort of early recovery period, both psychologically and economically within the country. It was an extremely intense period of negotiation. If Intel were going to come to Ireland, they had to come to a view and a decision that despite the fact that we didn't actually have a large-scale wafer fabrication plant, they had to make that little jump of faith to say, yes, we can do it in Ireland.
Ultimately, it became the largest single industrial investment in Ireland. The fact that Intel came to Ireland and did so successfully attracted many others to come here who mightn't otherwise have done so.
It was a large field with a lot of diggers in it, and it was very hard to believe that this was going to be a centre of excellence in the future.
Intel couldn't have come at a better time.
Oh, the immediate benefits were jobs.
There were very well educated people available and very willing to work hard, and people who valued the job, because jobs were hard to come by.
ASIM was just still being fitted out when I joined the company in December of '90, but it really was a fascinating time, dynamic time.
Fab 10 was a massive undertaking by Intel Corporation and by us here. First semiconductor manufacturing operation for Intel in Europe. Our employees did an absolutely fantastic job, a very difficult challenge.
The most, I suppose, pressurised and exciting time that I spent in Intel. Fab 10 went on to produce a huge proportion of the global output of Pentium at the time.
1994 was a great year for resin. We've had many expansion projects we've had to complete over the last 6 to 9 months. A key part of our expansion, between 400 and 500 new people to our operation.
The giant Intel computer plant near Leixlip was opened by the Minister for Enterprise and Employment. 500 additional workers have been recruited by the County Kildare factory in the past 6 months, bringing the total workforce there to 3,000.
The IDA, Intel has agreed to invest $1 billion in its computer chip manufacturing plant at Leixlip in County Kildare for what will be the largest employment-related investment ever in the state, creating up to 2,000 new jobs within the next 5 years.
The technology that you're faced with at 0.18 is the most complicated technology in high volume production in the world.
Does it get any better than this? And my personal answer to that would be no.
It's the sign of a start of a new life later on, age 56.
A huge ramp up.
New life to the factory again.
You've put in all this hard work over a number of years, and now you're recognised for major achievement.
I'm just looking forward to continuation of that kind of performance standard as we move into Ireland Fab operations.
Staying with work, the giant American computer chip manufacturer Intel is to create 600 new jobs at its plant in Leixlip, County Kildare, introducing the latest microchip technology.
The Intel jobs are part of a £500 million investment programme.
1,000 new jobs, a $2 billion investment, 1,500 construction jobs alone.
It was the performance of the Irish team and the fact that Ireland is still very competitive that means they're renewing the construction here in Leixlip.
Well, once again, as we said before, it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when. What you see here is we're beginning to ramp the construction site for the actual base build project to finish the construction of Fab 24.
The billions of dollars that were invested to bring leading-edge 300mm manufacturing to Leixlip was in itself a world-class challenge. The team responded to that exceptionally well. Not only did they meet every operational indicator that was set for them, but they really blew all those challenges away. Caused a great sensation within the company for the fantastic results that had been delivered out of Fab 24.
We have the opportunity here in the innovation centres to actually create the future. We know a lot about information technology, probably the most significant business or societal resource that's available.
Today we're doing some very exciting work in Crown in different areas of nanotechnology.
So the output of the carbon chip project will be a roadmap to make carbon nanotubes a viable material in the semiconductor industry.
Ireland's reputation as a top-class location for foreign investment received a major boost this afternoon with the announcement that computer chip maker Intel is to invest a massive €1.6 billion in its Irish facility.
People will see this, they will see that the IT industry is recovering very strongly, and they will see that Intel has been really satisfied with its performance in Ireland.
This is a wafer of our Core 2 Duo microprocessors. The processor that will be introduced next month. It's the fastest microprocessor we've ever built.
Another exciting leap ahead with the opening of Fab 24-2 right here.
A research project to help older people live independently for as long as possible has been announced by the computer giant Intel. Based in Ireland, the 3-year project involves collaboration with scientists at Irish universities to invent new technologies such as mini home computers to monitor illness and prevent falls and accidents.
We have identified a whole range of opportunities to assess risk of an older person earlier.
This centre brings together world-class industry and academic experts who are inventing and testing new technologies with older people and their families to support them to live independently.
It's fantastic that we've come this far after 20 years. There's been so much accomplished.
I've a lot of friends from working in Intel.
And I was just blown away by the technology.
You can put 1 million transistors onto the head of a pin. It's hard to get your head around the sheer complexity of what we do.
There's a little bit of magic in those fabs. And
what I love about Intel Ireland is that it wants to be the best Intel in the world.
Their Intel Involved programme has been a huge benefit to the local community.
They were very, very generous to us and very, very generous to the community.
Partnerships from various different projects. The Youth and Community Centre would be one of them.
The valley where Intel are sited would be one of the better conservation success stories in Ireland. Announcing this on the 3rd of October 1989, we gave projections of likely employment over the following 5 or 10 years. I'm glad to say that not alone were they met, but they were more than doubled.
We wish Intel a huge success into the future.
And the Irish management and workforce have ensured that the plant here is competitive and state-of-the-art and can look the other plants of Intel in the eye. Then that's been of continuing and enduring significance to Ireland right to this day.
What really unites all of the folk in this organisation is a passion for learning, a passion to be better next week than we are this week. And when you get enough smart people who have that attitude and that approach, who work together with respect for one another and respect for what we make, you can do extraordinary things.
As I reflect on the last 20 years, I'm reminded that we've been a consistent, critical part of the social and economic revolution that has taken place around us. It's been fantastic to be an important part of that. And I'm really excited about continuing to play that part from here in Leixlip for the next 20 years.
I want to say thank you to each and every one of our employees. They have been absolutely magnificent over the last 20 years. We've done wonderful things together. We've achieved great things for Intel here in Ireland, for Intel Corporation, and indeed for the country. I'm hugely proud of each and every one of you and want to say thanks on my behalf and on behalf of Intel Corporation.
I wish I could be with you all there today to celebrate 20 years of Intel in Ireland. If you look back, Intel went to Ireland because of the strong, well-educated workforce, the fantastic relationship we have with the government, and it was our first foothold into Europe. If you look back at the fantastic history that you all have had, it all started in 1989 with ESSIM, originally in Palmerstown before we moved to the Leixlip site. In '91, construction started on Fab 10, which became our first 200 millimeter 0.6 micron Pentium processor technology that was run outside of the US. In '95, Fab 14 was announced, and in '98 we began production on our quarter micron Pentium 3 microprocessor technology. Later that year, we announced that we were combining both Fab 10 and Fab 14, forming the Ireland Fab Operations, or IFO. In 2003, we brought 0.13 micron flash into IFO. We also announced our IT Innovation Center and was later opened that year. In 2004, CRON, which is the Center for Research in Adaptive Nanostructures and Nanodevices, was announced, which really enabled us to begin moving more into research and utilizing the whole country in helping us define the future technologies that will be used here at Intel. Fab 24, clearly one close and near and dear to my heart. Our 90 nanometer production was started in 2004. We announced 24-2 for 65 nanometer, and we began running production there in 2006. Last, in 2005, IFO shipped their 1 billionth microprocessor. Again, what a phenomenal accomplishment and achievement that you all have had there the past 20 years in Intel Ireland, and I look forward to the next 20 years and sharing them together with everybody there. Congratulations, and enjoy your party.
Hello. I'm excited today to be able to join you in celebrating Intel's 20th anniversary in Ireland. We began our operations in Ireland in Leixlip in 1989 with a board factory. We've grown the capability over the 20 years since then to include cartridge assembly and now wafer fabrication on a large scale. Our contribution to the company's revenues and growth out of Ireland over the 20 years has been phenomenal. Your dedication as employees, your help as community leaders has been important to us in serving our needs around the world. When I think of Ireland, I have very fond memories of my visits there. The thing that I remember, I think, most was a few years back during the World Cup. I went there, and the first thing I learned was that in a pub, as a matter of fact, as we're watching the game, that a tie in World Cup football is a win. I don't know how that really works, but I know there are a lot of people celebrating to prove the point, and the next day I ended up wearing a green jersey all day because of that win. It was a fond memory and one of many out of the site, but the most important thing has been the contribution, the dedication, and the enthusiasm of our employees. You made every result happen over those 20 years, and here's to 20 more. I also wanted to give special thanks to the Irish government and the Irish Development Authority. Without your help and work over these 2 decades, nothing would have been possible. You've made it easy to work in this country, and you've made it easy for us to be able to grow. Thanks very much. And lastly, let me wish a happy birthday and a happy 20th anniversary to Intel Ireland.